Hi everybody, and welcome today to the presentation for the Molecular Biology and Biotechnology program that we offer here at the University of Stellenbosch. I am Dr. Mervyn Bekes, and today I'm going to tell you about the exciting field and discipline of molecular biology and biotechnology. So your question today might be, what does molecular biology and biotechnology involve? Molecular biology, in essence, is the branch of biology that studies macromolecules that are essential to life. Biotechnology, on the other hand, uses the technology of how biological systems work so that we can implement or manipulate living organisms so that we can create useful solutions to diseases, reduce our environmental footprint, feed the hungry, use less and cleaner energy, and have safer, cleaner, and more efficient industrial processes. In the molecular biology program and biotechnology program at the University of Stellenbosch, we will explore the leading edge of modern scientific research. You will learn how molecules such as DNA, RNA, and proteins influence the fundamental processes of living and cellular life. This will lay the foundation for a career as a cell biologist, biotechnologist, in either the private or public sector, and even in the academic environment. To build a strong theoretical foundation in molecular biology and biotechnology, the program at the University of Stellenbosch focuses on three major disciplines. These would include biochemistry, microbiology, and genetics. So your question then is, what is biochemistry, genetics, and microbiology? I will give you a short background in each of these disciplines. Biochemistry is the study of chemical processes occurring in living organisms. In essence, it brings together biology and chemistry, and it enables scientists to use this knowledge to solve puzzles regarding the functions of cells. Biochemistry supports a range of scientific disciplines like genetics and microbiology, but it also supports disciplines like chemistry, forensic sciences, and plant sciences and medicine. And because of its vast scope, biochemistry is very important in understanding life sciences in general. In biochemistry, you will also learn how biological pathways work in metabolism and how the components of these biological pathways, such as proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates, are produced and function within metabolism. Genetics, on the other hand, is the study of how biological information is stored, transmitted, translated, and expressed. It therefore forms a central pillar of biology and overlaps with many areas like agriculture, medicine, and biotechnology. In genetics, you will learn about genes, heredity, and genetic variations in living systems. This means we can understand and predict the physiological behavior of living organisms such as plants, animals, and humans. For more information on genetics, you can visit the genetics webpage on the Agriculture Faculty website. Microbiology is the study of microscopically small living organisms like viruses, bacteria, fungi, and protozoa. Microbes present more than 60% of life on Earth and are central to the study of biological systems. In fact, life as we know it simply will not be possible without microorganisms. At the University of Stellenbosch, by studying microbiology, you will learn and expand on a fundamental knowledge of microorganisms, their morphology, metabolism, physiology, and their genetics, while you will also understand their interaction and other microorganisms and the environment that they're in. You will also learn how fundamental microbial knowledge has led to the development of numerous medical, veterinary, industrial, and environmental applications that benefit mankind. Examples of such would be antibiotics, vaccines, etc. Now let's get to biotechnology. Biotechnology, on the other hand, essentially just means any technology that uses these biological systems, living organisms or derivatives thereof, to make or modify processes for such use and specific use to combat diseases, to improve life and the health of our planet. Biotechnology includes all the three core disciplines that I've mentioned earlier to produce these technologies or products that will be useful to society. In other words, biotechnology is the discipline that brings science and the business community together. It's also important to note that nowadays it's become very important at universities that research be applied, and universities also strive to generate additional income with applying some of this research. It is therefore important to note at the University of Stellenbosch, we were one of the first institutions to open a technology transfer office called Innovus, which has the specific aim to allow researchers to use their research, bring it to market, allow to patent their research so that it can be used in startup companies, or in essence, license out these technologies to other companies. Biotechnology can be used in various industrial areas like the health sciences or healthcare, agriculture, food sciences, and environmental preservation. In addition, it also forms the basis of research and development in these areas. So let's talk a little bit about the program that is on offer at the University of Stellenbosch in molecular biology and biotechnology. At undergraduate level, it is a 3-year program. At first year, you will have to either do Curriculum 1 or Curriculum 3. Curriculum 1 essentially at its core has biology, chemistry, biological mathematics and biological physics and science in context as their core programs. Curriculum 3, on the other hand, has chemistry, biology, mainstream mathematics, mainstream physics, and science in context. In your second year, you will then do fundamental aspects within biotechnology and molecular biology, as there are the 3 major disciplines that I mentioned earlier: biochemistry, microbiology, and genetics. And you would have to do 2/3 core modules of each of these 3 disciplines. In your third year, you will choose 2 of these 3 disciplines as your major subject, and you will do 4 core modules in each of these 2 chosen ones. Once you have successfully navigated your undergraduate degree and have completed it from the University of Stellenbosch, you can then enter into postgraduate studies, and you can choose honors in any of the 2 subjects you did your third year. Honors is essentially a 1-year degree consisting of various modules and a small research project. You then can go further with this into an MSc degree, which is a 2-year program and generally has an extensive research component for 2 years where you would hone your laboratory skills as a researcher. And finally, you can do a PhD, which is a 3-year program with intense research, which is aimed at making a novel discovery in the field of biotechnology and molecular biology. And that will then complete your academic studies within the field of molecular biology and biotechnology. So of course the big question on everybody's mind is always, what do I do now? What career opportunities are available once I've completed my academic studies? You can choose to enter into the academic environment by teaching at one of our leading institutions, such as the University of Stellenbosch. You can also, in that context, pursue a career in industry where you can work in research and development as well as managerial positions. Alternatively, you can also enter into government or public sector where you can engage in science policies, funding bodies and NGOs that focuses on science and science development. At the end, you can also, with your skills, employ yourself if you have developed technologies where you can enter as an entrepreneur. However, there are a lot more diverse careers out there as a molecular biologist or biotechnologist. I also urge you to go to our website where you can see our frequently asked questions, and hopefully you will find questions and answers there that this presentation did not cover. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your interest that you've shown in listening to this video, and the information that we've provided for you for the program in molecular biology and biotechnology is useful, and we're looking forward to welcome you to the University of Stellenbosch and your next journey in your life.